Hi, as promised, the video not about the 737 MAX. This time it's about its competitor, the A320 NEO. We all know that engines have been a problem lately. I mean, there have been a problem in the past as well, but in recent years it really got worse. And I believe it got worse because there is so much pressure on the manufacturers to deliver very quickly engines. I mean, much faster than they can actually afford to develop them and test them properly. And really, when I say test them properly, means doing these long endurance tests. And yeah, that's leading to, and also using new technologies. That's leading to all these problems, and it's across the board. There is not one jet engine manufacturer who doesn't have problems. So Engine Alliance, Pratt & Whitney, Rolls-Royce, General Electrics, they all have issues. So we have seen it on the 787, still not resolved. On the A320 NEO family, it looks like it's resolved now. I believe the A330 NEO, as it has the same engine as 787. We have seen it on the 777X, which hasn't had 1 second in the air because of defect engines. So yeah, and of course we've seen it on the A380 as well, that some engines literally did kapoop and they popped open in flight. So yeah, things are going well in that area. So I'm going to read you from the screen what I just saw, which is really interesting. As you know that the A320 NEO family had big problems with the Pratt & Whitney, and it already started with Lufthansa, who was the launch customer, if I remember correctly, and they could not start both engines at the same time, so they found in the end a workaround to have them start a little bit faster, but it was not really a good long-term solution, so they were losing time, minutes at every departure. And then they had engine shutdowns in mid-flight. They had aborted takeoffs. So not so long ago, the Indian Aviation Authorities ordered that all A320 NEOs in the country had to have at least one new upgraded engine. But they just came out now on 1st of November actually, and they ordered that by the 31st of January 2020, all engines need to be the upgraded version on the A320s, or they're not allowed to fly. So Indigo, being one of the biggest operators in India, has already 45% of the engines replaced, and they will really work very hard to get this done in time, otherwise they will start to lose a lot of money. So let's hope that at least these upgraded engines are good ones, that they will not have new issues of pieces breaking up, having cracks, or whatever problems have been occurring, because I'm not even doing an effort anymore to dig into all the different problems we have seen, but it's been horrible. And it's, like I said, new technologies, too little time to fully test and let certain technologies mature enough to be put in service. And I don't see this problem actually getting resolved very soon, because new aircraft will be developed soon and will come, and the question is, will they be able to do it better now? I mean, they're learning, and of course they will not implement new technologies again in the coming few years, but still, it's a lot of pressure what's on them. That's also why certain deals have been made to have just one engine type, one manufacturer for one certain type of airline, because they spread their resources way too thin to get all these different types of engines designed, developed, built, tested, and then they would sell only a few if the aircraft would not sell in the hundreds. So it would mean that they would spend a lot of money on research and development, but not earning the money back. So let's really hope this will get resolved, because this is harming the industry from A to Z. I mean, the airline manufacturers, the aircraft manufacturers are having problems because they had aircraft standing, other factories ready to go, but oh yeah, there are no engines. Yeah, that doesn't fly so easily, yeah? You had the airlines not receiving their aircraft, or receiving their aircraft but having to ground them or having to cancel flights. Passengers who are suffering a lot from all the cancellations. So there are a lot of people around the globe suffering from all these problems. So really hope that in the coming few years these problems will be resolved and that they have innovated enough to be able to build on the current technology, the current new technology, so it can really mature, and they only need to fine-tune or scale up the engines without changing fundamental things which would cause again new maturity issues. So this concludes the video on engines. I had promised indeed a month ago or so that I would make a video about engines. I decided not to go too much in detail about which engines had which problems. I mean, you can find that, there's plenty of it online, and I'm not sure you're really interested in that. So I just wanted to let you know what's happening now and what is basically a major decision that has been taken. And I don't know if the Indian authorities are the only ones, but still they have enough impact, and probably the Europeans will follow and the Americans as well, to say that okay, all the Pratt & Whitney on the A320 families, replace them. But we will see this. We will see it in the upcoming news reports probably. See you in the next video. If you dislike the video, you do this. If you liked it, thumbs up, share and subscribe. Also, check out my Patreon page. There you can support me and get access to exclusive content. Get more. Check it out in the link below.